What else is that a homeowner doing?
I do not know what went on there. We did not offer on that one.
It's Ramiro and Raisa, and we're here today with some more crazy real estate stories and our adventures of buying and selling houses with our clients.
And special guest Sarah Eby.
And Sarah Eby
Thank you.
joining us. Yay!
Thank you.
You got a bonus story.
Yeah, it's a goodie.
Sarah's a fellow realtor in our office at Sutton Gold Mills. So Sarah, why don't you start?
Okay, I'd love to. Okay, so this one time, it was earlier in my career, I was taking some buyers around and we're doing showings. And it was in Roncesvalles. So we get to this older home. It's beautiful. We're making our way through it. Everything checks out. We get to the backyard and we're looking around and we turn to look at the neighbor's lawn. And there's a sign posted there which reads, "Neighbor, please pee on your own property."
Oh
Right.
my God.
Oh my God.
Not the neighbor's dog.
No, neighbor.
Neighbor. Nice.
Neighbor.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder if he's peeing on the neighbor's lawn. What else is that a homeowner doing?
I do not know what went on there. We did not offer on that one.
$2 million house.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're the neighbor next door selling and you have to be like, by the way, the neighbor does pee on our lawn. Sorry.
Yeah, often enough to warrant a sign.
Put a sign.
Oh my God.
I could see maybe it's like Saturday night parties. People come over and they don't want to go inside. I don't know.
Goodness, I don't know.
And there's no reason to do
Anyway,
that.
we should have checked the toilets to see if they worked. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
hindsight's
good
2020.
Good
But
point.
You want me to go
Yeah,
first?
you go.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so this one was also relatively early in my career. And I was showing properties. My clients were looking for a fixer-upper. So they wanted something that they could, not so much tear down, but like kind of do a gut job or do some major work and modify it to make it their own. And he was pretty handy and stuff. And I remember this one house we looked at. It was an estate sale. So no one was living in the house. It was pretty much cleared out. There was like some random items here and there. But there was a ladder in one of the rooms or something. And he saw the attic hatch. And he wanted to pop his head up in there to see whether he could, I don't know, tear a wall down or see the insulation or whatever it was. So fine. And I don't know if you've seen enough of these where there's that little piece of trim that holds the right. So he goes up the ladder and he kind of pokes his head in there or whatever. And then as I go to I go up and I kind of poke my head in. And then as I'm coming down, I put the thing on. Well, I guess that trim was being held on by nothing. So the whole thing falls.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole thing falls.
Nightmare.
Right. And so now there's like insulation on the floor and there's like, and then I look out the window and there's the next showing.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, okay, there was a hammer in the basement. Go get the hammer. So I'm here and I'm like doing like small renos.
Oh my God.
Put the nail the trim back into place. Put the thing on very carefully. Put the ladder away and we walked away. So, yeah.
Don't ever open it.
Yeah, that was probably one of the last times I think we ever did that. But he was pretty adamant about wanting to look into it, and that was
my goodness.
part of the reason why he was potentially going to put an offer. And yeah,
And then there was this random ladder.
like I said, there was just some random stuff still in the house, right? So they
Oh
had
my
obviously moved everything out. Whoever was owned the house was gone, but there were still things kicking around, and a ladder was one of them. And so he thought, oh, I'm going to pop my head up because usually the closet is full, so you really can't.
Oh.
So everything was empty. There was a ladder, and he thought, let me take a look. And, oh my gosh. Yeah, sweat pouring. But you're trying to be cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've done this before.
I can fix this because
Yeah,
your heart's racing.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you pull the vent off to see underneath the carpet.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You
Put it back in.
can't get the vent in, and you're like, why did I do
Because
that?
you're checking for the hardwood floors under the carpet,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of taking a look, so I was going on a listing presentation to a townhouse in Etobicoke, and I met the owner, and it was a single man. It was probably in his 60s, and it was a referral from someone else. So I go in and we start chatting, and I said, "Oh, I realized I forgot something in the car, so let me go back and get it." So I come back in, and he's like, "Oh, I'm downstairs," and it was a townhouse where it had a walkout in the basement, so it walked out to a patio.
Nice.
So I was like, "Okay, great." So I go down the stairs, and as I'm walking down the stairs, I see he's got the strings for laundry hanging,
Okay.
and on the laundry strings are white tidy whities, like men's white underwear hanging, and I'm like, oh, okay, like
Sure.
it's like not what I really want to see, but I'm like, So I continue down the stairs, and then I turn around, and he's standing, and there's an ironing board, and he's ironing his tidy whities.
Oh
But
my God.
he's in tidy whities.
Oh,
Yeah, somehow his clothes disappeared. And I'm
wow.
like, oh, you look like you're really busy, so I'm gonna go. And I book up the stairs, and he's like, no, that's okay. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I got an emergency. I gotta go.
Oh my
And I
God.
ran out the door. I was like, what is happening?
This happens
here?
a lot. You had the one in the closet too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
God. So I was like, okay. And then he called back, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. It's not a good fit. Like, this is not happening. And there's no way. So then
Wow.
someone else listed it in a different office, and
Oh
I did
my
not go
God.
back to that listing because I was like, yeah, there's something wrong.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Oh
so I'm
God.
scarred forever about tidy whities now.
That's awesome.
Any kind of underwear, just not
Any
white.
kind of just not white men's underwear. The fruit of the loom kind. Sorry.
Oh
Fruit
my
of the Loom.
God.
But no, so we all have our adventures in real estate. We're always happy to share them. I think people love to hear these stories.
I think so. I think it gives people a little bit of an insight into what we deal with.
On a
Yes.
daily basis sometimes.
Yeah,
For
it's the
sure.
fun side. Yeah.
So thanks, Sarah, for joining us today. We really enjoyed having you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.